Next thing I want to put on deck is none other than Mr. Joe Satriano. This fine gentleman does wonderful programs for scholarships, and he always has amazing stories. This is what we call Joe Satriano's inspirational stories. So, Joe Satriano, thank you very much for joining us as always. Talk to us about what you have on the agenda for this week.
Thank you, Rocco. Well, first of all, let's give it up for Rocco. He's doing such a great job.
Thank you so much, sir. Appreciate that.
And before I get into my segment, I must tell you that I can relate with so many other segments that have been on here already. The yoga one, for example, I was speaking to April before we got on the air, and I told her how much I love yogurt, the one with the fruit in the bottom in particular.
Well said, man. Well said.
Is the microphone working?
No, yeah, absolutely.
No,
we're good, man.
And then, of course, when Dane did his segment, I must tell you that I'm very much at one with the sea. I went whale watching this week. Yes,
really?
Yeah, and we actually saw 2 whales. It was amazing. They are so huge, but yet they are so graceful. It's remarkable. You got to do it if you've never done it before. It's an amazing event. Anyway, so let me tell you a little bit about what I do, and then tell you a little bit about these inspiring kids that I meet. Joe Satriano, and what I did was after I had a 29-year marriage with my wife, 16 years in, unfortunately she contracted breast cancer. 13 years after, she did pass away, and after I got my head together, 6 months after she passed away, I decided that, you know what, I still had something left in the tank to help kids. Yes. We were both high school math teachers. Please don't hold it against me.
Of course not.
Thank you. And of course we did multiply twice in our lives.
Indeed, of course.
But that's for the new listeners.
Right.
Anyway, so... being a teacher, you know, I always felt like we were giving back in some way, and I was no longer teaching at that point after Sue passed away. So I decided to help kids a different way by starting a foundation named after my wife, the Susan Satriano Foundation. I give out scholarships to high school seniors who unfortunately have a parent who's either passed away of cancer, presently battling, or in remission. I'm so proud to say I've just finished my 10th academic year doing this.
Yes.
You're looking at the foundation, it's me and me alone. I have given out to over 900 kids across the nation well over $500,000 in scholarships.
Indeed.
Thank you. The other thing that I surprised myself at was not only the strength and the courage that I managed to build up after losing Sue, but I also ended up writing a book as well, In Sickness and in Health, a Memoir of Love. The 100% of the proceeds of the book goes to the foundation.
Yes.
Since the book has been out, the foundation's grown by over $17,000.
Right.
So people are actually reading this, despite the fact that I was a math teacher and I don't know anything about words. But, so let me tell you what I do. Not only do I give out scholarships to kids, but I actually ask each and every district to give me 20 minutes to talk to the children. Sometimes individually, sometimes on a group basis. And basically what I do is I tell them my story, and the majority of them will then open up like crazy. And it becomes a very cathartic episode for them, because many times they just don't talk about what's going on at home, dealing with a parent who has cancer or losing a parent to cancer. Right. So I meet incredible numbers of kids. One in particular, which I want to talk about today, and that's what this segment is all about. I met Malik 2 years ago, and you could see that there was something special about this kid, because he was an entertainer. Even at the interview, he was trying to make me laugh, you know, which is unusual because that's what I try to do for them, to lighten it up a little bit. But yeah, but he noticed that whenever he would try to tell some jokes or make his mom feel better, and the humor took her away from what was going on in her life, which was breast cancer. And P.S. He did lose her mom, his mom. So yeah, laughing was very important to him, and because of that, he wanted to do something to help others
Yes.
through the idea of laughter. He sent me a whole list of items as to why laughter is so therapeutic in our lives. I won't bore us all to death here with what he wrote, but basically it does boost the immune system and the circulatory system. It enhances oxygen intake. It stimulates the heart and the lungs. It relaxes muscles through the body. Did you know that humor does all this already? It's amazing.
I knew that, yeah.
Oh, there you go. Maybe you wrote this.
Yeah, no.
So it relieves pain, balances the blood pressure, improves your just whole mental outlook and your whole being as to your outlook on life. And it's been proven also through statistics that those that use humor when dealing with a tragedy such as cancer, it helps the healing process. There was a famous American by the name of Norman Cousins, who was an anti-war activist and a writer, and he was told he had a death sentence, and he was told that he was going to die within 6 months. What he did was, and he was in his hospital bed at the time, what he did was he fired his doctor, went to a room, surrounded himself with funny movies, and also, funny records, whatever it was, and he outlived the doctor's predictions. He did eventually die, but this was an example of how humor can help you through this. So what did Malik do? He decided to, at his college, Grambling State, he became the cancer comic. And that's what he refers himself as, the cancer comic. And he does shows in front of peers and also adults. And he just does a whole shtick about it, a stand-up routine. And what he also does is he takes that money that he's made and he sends it to the American Cancer Society. So here's a young adult doing incredible things. Now, he gives me credit for helping him go in that direction because of the fact that I was trying to lighten up the interview because it can be pretty difficult when you're talking about cancer, but he already had it in himself. So I happened to send him something which someone gave me once. You ever see one of these little squeeze toys that says things if you squeeze it? Well, listen to this one. Oh.
Relax, calm down now, don't stress, take it easy.
It's cute.
Yeah, very cute. He hands these things out to the people at his comedy routine, and it's just an incredible thing to think about that these kids actually do things which you would expect adults to be doing. But these are just young adults who have been faced with a tragedy and they want to do something positive. And Malik, I hope you're listening. I give you all the credit in the world. And if ever you're stressed out, just remember this.
Relax, calm down now, don't stress, take it easy.
Thank you very much, everyone, and we will see you next week.
Thank you so much, Joe. You definitely continue to show us that there are wonderful people in this world, and wonderful young people particularly. We're moving right along.